Hi, my name is Lisa Sigafoos. I graduated from the University of Texas with a doctoral in special education, and I am now an assistant um, professor of practice in the Department of Special Education, and I also am the coordinator from the undergraduate program in special ed. Yeah, the best advice that I think I can give, and advice that I really wish I would have known starting off my career as a graduate student, specifically going into PhD, is what the career options were when I got out. The system is really set up to produce research faculty, right? And I think that for majority of students, that's why they get a PhD, is that they want to do research and they want that role. But that wasn't what I wanted. And I learned very early on going through this program I had no desire to be in a research position. But then that kind of left me in this limbo because I didn't know what was out there, what was beyond. So I really didn't know the career options. And I don't think that was something that I was really, nobody really discussed those with me. And so I think as a student, really do your research and learn early on what you want, because you can make it happen. And there is that ideal job for you, even if it's not research, right? For me, I wanted to teach and I wanted to focus on my teaching, and I love programming and being a part of programs. And so honestly, I got my ideal job, and so can other grad students. So you don't have to go down a path that you're being pushed down. You can make your own path. And so for me, when I realized that I didn't want that research position, I started doing things to help me get the job that I wanted. And I really made those connections. And so I was able to then kind of go down my own path. And I love that I was so supported. And that's one thing, is that I was very supported by UT about going down my own path, but it took me having to learn and figure out that path. There was nobody there to guide me down it. They were just like, yeah, we'll help you when you find the path that you need to go down. And so really learn early on what you want, so that then the different projects that you take on, the things that you agree to as a graduate student, those are setting you up for the job that you want. And that's how I got this job, is I set myself up to show that this is what I'm good at. And this is the role that you should hire me in. Well, for me, I love being creative, right? That's one of my strengths, is creativity, organization. And so I love bringing that into my teaching, and so I try to make my courses really fun and upbeat, but bringing in creative aspects, fun things to do in class, making projects. I love making my little flyers for my projects. That is so much fun to me, and bringing that in, especially I teach a course called Individual Differences. It's actually just an undergraduate course, and actually graduate level. I get a lot of master's students also in it. And it's so much fun what I get to put into that class, and every topic, the things that I get to find and do for those topics to really bring those topics to life and really help students have an understanding of different disabilities and diversities, who different individuals are within the classroom, outside of the classroom, the community. And so I love that. And then I also do a lot of other things around UT that I'm just passionate about. And again, I get to bring in my creative side and help with events or different projects, theming things. I love theming things. So I'm the faculty advisor for Best Buddies. And so I really love working with our officers for events and helping them plan. And then right now I'm actually teaching a course for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities through a UT program. And it's about space. Because it's about taking a topic that you're passionate about and then offering it up to students who wouldn't get the opportunity to be a UT student, but they get to feel like they're a UT student, they're taking a university course. And so clearly I'm not an expert in space, but I have a lot of knowledge, and it's about bringing pieces in. So I have McDonald Observatory coming in, I have an astronaut coming in, I have an aerospace engineering from here at UT coming in. And yes, that is why my background is a space. themed backdrop because it's a 6-week course. It's actually tonight. And so I love teaching for that. And it kind of brings me more back to my, elementary teaching days and the things that I get to do and just have fun. And so I love getting involved in things like that. I also work with Special Olympics. I like to do work with them. And UT has a certification program for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities also. And I work with that program also. So putting all those pieces together and really just doing the things that I love is exciting. And so all those things aren't mandatory for me to do, but they're aspects that I really enjoy doing. Yeah, definitely. My disabilities are such a part of me, and they have definitely shaped me. People look at their disabilities differently, and that's okay, right? Every individual gets to pick how they view their disabilities, whether they, think of it as just a certain aspect of them, or if they really feel like it encompasses who they are, or if it defines them. For me, my disabilities are aspects of me, but they're ones I wouldn't change, and you can't change. They are who I am, and they do make me who I am, right? They created a lot of challenges and barriers throughout my life having them, but they also give me a lot of strength. And a lot of the things I do really well are because of my disabilities. And so, right, I went through special education, from first grade through graduating high school. I was diagnosed with dyslexia and ADHD in first grade. As an adult, I've been diagnosed with OCD and generalized anxiety disorder. But all those things come together for me to recognize who I am and what a good career path would be. But it's really evaluating. And so for me, I knew that okay, reading, writing, those are challenges for me. Those things are still not easy. I still am a terrible speller. And so again, that's kind of why I wasn't drawn to research. The doing the studies part was fine for me, but then the having to spend hours reading other studies and writing, up your own, that's not really, I think, for me. And so, but more of the teaching and getting to take research and apply it in a practical sense, that was much more appealing. That's more of a strength of mine because I'm super organized, right? Over the top organized. I'm very color coded. I keep things together. I'm good at programming and theming, putting things together, making things flow. And so that, knowing that is what I was good at, being a coordinator and, a teacher, a professor in the classroom, that honed in on my strengths.